That sounds like a really good idea, a good plan. I'll be interested in watching how that goes.
Well, thank my daughter, because I hadn't thought of that. And yes, I suppose it is. When you come across my videos and you're not familiar with words like frequency and multidimensional and higher, this, that, and the other, it's interesting to understand the terminology first. So the videos I've released on the other channel are what is the ascension? What is a light worker? What is an indigo child? What is a way shower? So then the terminology will be there for you to be able to go over and watch the other videos.
And that moves on to something that I wanted to bring up because I'm sure there are people who are listening right now who are having the same reaction. What are they talking about?
Yeah,
Talking with
yeah.
Magenta Pixie here on Common Ground at 100.7 WZLX. So in your YouTube channel, you have the 2012. Let's talk about 2012 for a minute. And we're moving into that and coming up in about 4 years. We're getting pretty close.
Right. Mm.
And how long has it been for you that you had a sense of 2012 being a significant date?
That all did come through this year, around about April, but I've always known about this situation for about 18 to 20 years. And I knew it was round about between 2008 and sort of 2012. But I hadn't been given a specific date. In fact, I have to be honest, I've never been given a specific date from my source, from the Nine. I researched what I was being told by them, which was the ascension. And I researched that and cross-referenced that with things that were coming in about 2012. And then when I asked them about December the 21st, 2012, then they confirmed that that was the date, that was the culmination of the situation they had been talking to me about for 20 years. So the date was confirmed by them, but I was never actually given that by them.
The reason I'm doing this interview, I've really not had any in-depth conversations doing this show about 2012, and I thought you were a perfect person to give some description about it, and people are starting to hear about it more and more and more. And there's a movie, I'm not sure if it's out or it's coming out, that's titled 2012. Actually, there are a couple of them that are major releases. And so that has certainly generated a lot of interest. And I think one of them is a kind of a doom and gloom type 2012 movie, unfortunately, because that's not how I look at it, and I know that's not how you see it either. I see it as a time of rebirth, and it's actually quite exciting. So from what you've learned through your guides and also through your research, I would love for you to give a little bit of an explanation of what 2012 is all about, which is specifically, a lot of people are talking about December 21st, 2012 as a day, but I'm also coming to understand that, kind of fluctuates, over a period of a few months. And we're actually already moving into that energy currently right now. And as we get into, 2009 is going to be a very interesting year. That's for sure.
Yes, that's correct. I'm also told the same thing. We are in the 2012 energy now. We're in that now. And obviously that energy is increasing, but we're in that now. I know there's a lot of information that does bring doom and gloom and end of the world scenarios out there. And I have, read some of this stuff. That doesn't, marry up with the information I'm getting from my source about doom and gloom. That's not what they have told me at all. You're quite right. They tell me this is an extremely exciting time. It's a time that is, it's like the first time this has happened to our planet. What's happening now? It happens all the time, what's happening in 2012. It happens all the time throughout the galaxy, but it's happening for the first time on Earth. So it is very exciting. And I think people saying the end of the world, that's not been translated correctly. It's the end of something and the beginning of something else. As you say, a new birth, a new beginning. Mm-hmm. And what's kind of happening really is that there are so many there are so many levels to this. On the one hand, December the 21st, 2012 is a very pivotal, significant date. However, one mustn't draw yourself away from the now moment and just concentrate on that date, because that date extends to now. We are in that energy now. And the now moment, staying within the now moment, is what is actually creating 2012, December 21st. So it's already been created, and it's being created physically by what's happening cosmically, but that's very tied up with our consciousness. And we on Earth, as human beings, are extremely powerful and able to create as a collective. So on one level, it's already happened, and it would happen without humans even being here on Earth. It would still occur. But on another level, we are creating it simply because the energy that gives us the ability to create is there now, much stronger than it ever has been. We've always been able to create via our consciousness. And when we get together as a collective group, that makes that even stronger. But the energy of December the 21st, 2012 is combining with that, making it stronger. So there are many levels to this. And essentially, what is happening is we are currently in a third dimensional reality. Our world, our Earth, is third dimensional, and this can be sort of, corroborated with science. I know very little about science, but the nine do talk to me about it. So we're a third dimensional planet, and we are moving into a higher dimension. Many people are saying we're switching to a fourth dimension. And that's essentially true, although the information I get from the nine is that we're moving through the fourth dimension and we are switching into a fifth dimensional reality. Some people are saying fourth, some people are saying fifth. I mean, the nine tell me that's just kind of semantics. The main thing is we are switching to a higher dimension than the third, whether it's fourth or fifth. I say fifth because that's what I'm told, but it's all the same thing. So we are moving to a higher dimension, and that dimension is being created by what's happening cosmically, because something significant is happening cosmically on the 21st of December 2012, and that can be corroborated with Mayan prophecies and many other philosophies and peoples and cultures and religions speak of this date, the Golden Age. But we are creating that as well with our consciousness. We are creating what we want. So if we, go on the internet and specifically go on YouTube and read about doom and gloom and horror and the end of the world, it's really not advised to do that, because on some level we're creating that for ourselves, and we may very well experience what we think we're going to experience, or rather we will, not very well, we will experience what we think we're going to experience. So we need to get prepared for 2012, December 21st, and how to do that is to create what we want. And if we want love and unity and connectedness with our higher self, and to come together as a family, to actually live in service to one another and see our fellow humans as brothers and sisters, and see an end to suffering, and to see abundance there for everybody, move into that kind of world. We can have that, but we need to know that we are going to create that, and we need to learn how to create and do that collectively. And then that is what we will experience. And I can speak for many. I know there are people that are experiencing this now. Now, in 2008, they are experiencing this. I know that there are these other, realities that are not so good, and the people that are able to create are working on that every day. There are people out there working on this every day, and those people are increasing all the time.
Yes, exponentially so. It's really fascinating to watch. Very, very fascinating to watch.